Did you hear what happened between Charlize Theron and Johnny Depp in Paris? Yeah, that story everyone's been whispering about. The one that suddenly made people wonder, was it a spark, a project, or something deeper that brought these two together? It's the kind of Hollywood mystery that instantly grabs attention. And honestly, who can blame anyone for being curious? We're talking about two of the most intriguing stars on the planet, both with reputations for keeping their private lives under wraps and their emotions tightly guarded. If you've been following the buzz around Charlize and Johnny, you're definitely not the only one. It's one of those stories that just took over social media. Photos, rumors, fan theories, everything. But what really happened between the two in Paris? That's what we're going to talk about today. We'll break down the whole thing, the sightings, the speculation, and what insiders are actually saying. So stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know why that quiet Paris meeting became such a big deal. Let's start from the beginning. It all started when both Charlize Theron and Johnny Depp happened to be in Paris at the same time. Charlize was there promoting her new luxury brand collaboration, while Johnny was in town for a private art showing connected to his creative collective. Totally separate events. Or so everyone thought. Then came the surprise twist. Reports started spreading that the two were seen together at a small cafe near the Champs-Élysées. No press, no red carpet, no big entourage, just the two of them, sitting quietly, sharing what seemed like a private conversation. For two people as famous as they are, that kind of moment doesn't go unnoticed. Within hours, photos started circulating online, and fans were in a frenzy. Some said it looked casual, others thought it felt too comfortable. You know how the internet gets? It took only minutes before rumors exploded. Some thought it was a romantic connection, while others insisted it was purely professional. And honestly, both explanations sounded possible. Now here's the thing. Charlize and Johnny have known each other for years. They've crossed paths at film festivals, charity galas, and award shows countless times. But somehow this Paris meetup felt different. Maybe it was because of the timing. Maybe it was the way they seemed so relaxed around each other. Or maybe it was just because, after everything both of them have been through publicly, seeing them together sparked something people didn't expect. Curiosity mixed with a little hope. Observers who were there said the two seemed deep in conversation, almost like old friends reconnecting. Johnny was seen laughing, something fans hadn't noticed much since his legal battles and public scrutiny. Charlize, as always, looked radiant and calm, giving off that effortless charm she's known for. Some people described their interaction as warm, genuine, even protective. But then, as always, the internet took things further. Just days after that meeting, stories began circulating that they might be working on a secret film project together. According to a few insiders, a European director had been in talks with both of them about a new psychological thriller, a movie that would bring them together on screen for the first time ever. Now, think about that for a second. Charlize Theron and Johnny Depp in a dark, emotional thriller? That would break the internet. Both are known for choosing intense, character-driven roles. And if they really were discussing a collaboration in Paris, that cafe meetup suddenly starts to make a lot more sense. The timeline fits too. The alleged project was said to be in early pre-production, and both stars just happened to be in Paris around the same time those negotiations were happening. That's not exactly a coincidence, but of course not everyone believes it was about business. Some tabloids painted it differently, claiming it was a personal connection rather than a professional one. They suggested that the two bonded over shared experiences, the darker side of fame, the constant judgment from Hollywood, and the emotional toll that comes with always being in the public eye. Let's be honest, both Charlize and Johnny have had their fair share of ups and downs. Johnny's journey back from years of intense legal battles and media chaos has been emotional. Charlize, too, has been open about how Hollywood treated her differently after she became a mother and started taking control of her career behind the scenes. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to imagine them finding common ground. Still, neither of them has said a single word about it. No official statements, no denials, no confirmations. Just silence. And if there's one thing that fuels Hollywood curiosity, it's silence. Because when two people with that much history and star power say nothing, the world fills in the blanks on its own. But here's where it gets even more interesting. People close to both actors have said that lately, They've been more selective with the kind of work they do. Johnny, after everything he's faced, has been choosing projects that reflect his artistry and emotional depth. He's focusing on stories that mean something to him, not just flashy Hollywood blockbusters. Charlize, on the other hand, has been on her own mission, one centered around control, creativity, and independence. She's producing more films, choosing complex female roles, and stepping into projects that align with her personal values. So a quiet, artistic collaboration between two actors who are all about depth and reinvention? Yeah, it doesn't sound random anymore. A source close to the film industry even mentioned that Charlize has long admired Johnny's ability to disappear into a role, saying she considers him one of the most soulful actors of his generation. Johnny, on his part, once described Charlize as fearless, someone who never holds back emotionally, whether she's playing a villain or a hero. And then there's another layer to this story. According to a few credible insiders, both of them attended the same private dinner hosted by a major French luxury brand that same evening. There aren't many photos from the event, but a few blurry images made their way online, and fans were quick to analyze every pixel, claiming those silhouettes looked just like them. 2 weeks later, eagle-eyed fans noticed something else. Both Charlize and Johnny were spotted leaving the same studio complex in Los Angeles. Once again, no official statements, but the timing raised eyebrows. Was it a follow-up meeting about that rumored project? Maybe an audition tape? Or could it be something completely different? It's hard to say for sure, but it does seem like there's more to this than just coincidence. 1 or 2 random meetings could be chalked up to chance, but 3? That's where things start looking intentional. Whatever the case, one thing's for sure. There's undeniable chemistry between them. Whether it's professional respect or personal connection, you can feel it in the way people talk about them. Both actors have a magnetic presence on screen, and the thought of them joining forces in any form, film, art, or even advocacy feels powerful. Now, film analysts are already speculating on what a potential Theron-Depp collaboration might look like. Some imagine a moody European thriller filled with emotional tension and stunning visuals. Others think it could be a dramatic love story set in an artistic world, a project that mirrors their real-life creative journeys. There are even whispers that they might co-produce something together, giving them both more creative freedom, and honestly, if you think about it, it makes sense. Both of them are in a stage of their careers where they want to do work that matters, work that speaks to their souls, not just the box office. They're not chasing fame anymore. They're chasing meaning. The internet, of course, has gone wild with ideas. Fans are posting comments like, "Imagine the charisma if these two ever shared the screen." Or "This is the collaboration Hollywood actually needs." And they're not wrong. There's something incredibly exciting about the idea of two of the most complex, talented actors of their generation coming together creatively. Still, as much as people love to speculate, sometimes moments like these are just what they seem, two friends catching up in a foreign city away from the noise. Maybe it was just that. Maybe they were simply sharing stories, laughing over coffee, and finding comfort in the company of someone who understands the weight of living under constant public attention. And yet, deep down, we all kind of want there to be more, don't we? We want to believe that something big is happening behind the scenes. That maybe we'll wake up one morning, scroll through our phones, and see that breaking headline, Charlize Theron and Johnny Depp to star together in new film. Just imagine that for a second. The energy, the chemistry, the anticipation, it would be cinematic gold. It's not just about celebrity excitement. It's about what those two represent. Both Charlize and Johnny have something that most modern actors can't quite replicate, that old Hollywood magic. They have mystery. They don't chase trends or viral fame. They're the kind of actors who can make you feel something just with a glance, a subtle expression, a quiet pause in dialogue. So the idea of them joining forces, it's more than just a movie pitch. It's like a revival of that timeless, emotionally rich kind of storytelling we rarely see anymore. Fans can already picture it. A moody, slow-burning psychological drama set somewhere beautiful, maybe in the cobblestone streets of Paris or an old chateau tucked away in the countryside. Johnny's character, a reclusive artist haunted by his past. Charlize, a mysterious journalist uncovering the truth behind his disappearance. Two souls, both broken in their own ways, finding connection through art, pain, and vulnerability. Can you see it? That visual alone feels electric. It's the kind of story only they could bring to life. Layered, emotional, and real. But the excitement isn't just about fiction. It's about what it would mean in real life. For Johnny, it would mark another major step in his comeback. Not just as an actor, but as a storyteller who's reclaiming his voice after years of chaos and controversy. For Charlize, it would be another bold move in a career defined by strength and fearlessness. She's one of the few women in Hollywood who doesn't play by the industry's rules. She bends them. She reinvents herself with every role, whether it's action, drama, or pure emotion. Seeing these two together, both powerful in their own right, would feel like watching two worlds collide. Not for publicity, not for gossip, but for art. It's rare to find two actors with such different energies who could still complement each other perfectly. Johnny's raw, unpredictable passion paired with Charlize's cool, precise intensity. That balance could be explosive in the best possible way, and maybe that's why people are so fascinated by their Paris meeting. It's not just curiosity, it's hope. Hope that something meaningful might come out of it. Hope that in an industry filled with reboots, sequels, and formulaic blockbusters, two authentic artists might create something that reminds us why we fell in love with movies in the first place. Even the smallest hint of that possibility gets people talking. Fans start speculating about directors who could handle that kind of project, maybe someone like Denis Villeneuve or David Fincher. Social media threads come alive with dream-casting ideas, imagined plots, and mock posters. It becomes more than a rumor. It becomes a shared fantasy, a collective wish for something magical. Because deep down, people love a good story. Not just the ones told on screen, but the ones that unfold around the screen. The behind-the-scenes connections, the creative sparks, the quiet meetings that lead to iconic moments in cinema history. And maybe, just maybe, this is one of those moments. The start of something that will later make us say, remember when we first heard about Charlize and Johnny meeting in Paris? That's where it all began. So, yeah, maybe it's just wishful thinking. Maybe it's only the imagination of fans filling in the blanks. But honestly, that's part of the magic, isn't it? That space between rumor and reality where our minds get to dream a little. Because in that space, anything is possible. Even a once-in-a-lifetime collaboration between two of Hollywood's most captivating stars. But whether it's a project, a friendship, or something else entirely, one thing's undeniable. Their meeting in Paris reminded everyone just how magnetic these two are. Their presence alone can create a story without them even saying a word. And in a world where celebrities often overshare, their quiet mystery feels refreshing. So maybe that's what makes this story so captivating. It's not just about gossip or speculation. It's about two people who've lived through chaos and still managed to carry themselves with grace, meeting in one of the most romantic cities in the world. There's symbolism in that. Paris has always been a place for artists, dreamers, and people rediscovering themselves. Maybe that's exactly what this was. And honestly, who wouldn't love to see Johnny and Charlize join forces creatively? They're both fearless, both driven by emotion, and both capable of bringing incredible depth to any story. The idea of seeing them together, not just as celebrities but as artists, is something that excites fans all around the world. So, what do you think really happened between Charlize Theron and Johnny Depp in Paris? Was it just a casual meeting? A secret film project? Or maybe something more personal that neither of them wants to share with the world yet? Whatever your take is, one thing's for sure. This story has left everyone curious. And sometimes curiosity is exactly what keeps Hollywood magic alive. If you enjoyed diving into this story, don't forget to share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you believe the collaboration rumors, or do you think the media just blew it out of proportion? And if you want to go even deeper into Johnny's journey, check out our next video. It's all about his emotional return to directing, the one project that's helping him reconnect with the artist he's always been. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one. Before you go, make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy these real human stories behind Hollywood's surface. Subscribe to stay updated on your favorite stars. And tap the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Because in the world of fame, love, and mystery, sometimes the most fascinating stories aren't the ones told in front of cameras. They're the ones whispered behind closed doors, in a quiet Paris cafe where two stars just happened to meet. And the world can't stop wondering what it really meant.